Good afternoon, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I am actually charging my Mac right now because I'm going to be good and I'm going to sit down and edit during the Bulls game, which is on at 7. It's 6 o'clock right now, so it gives an hour of time for my computer to you know, recharge the battery and everything. And I'm also importing some footage as well. But I thought I would share with you guys my quesadilla that I told you guys about, not in yesterday's vlog, I think it was 2 days ago. My loaded quesadillas that I've been making, which are like, honestly guys, like the bestest. The only thing is I ended up having a bagel and cream cheese for breakfast this morning. Then I had something else for lunch, and then, which I don't even remember what it was now. Then I had like 2 bowls of popcorn, and for some reason my stomach is upset, I think, over the popcorn. So I was like, I might not actually end up finishing this because it's super filling. But like I said, guys, I'm going to show you guys my process in making my quesadillas, these loaded quesadillas, because like I said, they're so good. And I only want to do this so that I can always go back and watch the footage and be like, how did I make those? Because sometimes I've gone back over like certain vlogs and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that recipe that I used to make. Like, for stretches of time, I seem like I always have like one recipe that's just like my go-to. Like, it only takes like a few minutes to make, or maybe I did like freezer dinners for it and like have froze them and I just throw them in the small slow cooker, like something like that. So they're always like my go-to recipes. And lately these have been them, just because of how insanely simple and easy they are. The other thing too that I made yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, was this like sort of like a Mediterranean hummus, like not quesadilla, but it was like a, maybe like a tostada or something like that, with like hummus on it, and then I added some other stuff. Honestly, it was like 2 Pinterest pictures I saw together and went, this actually looks good. And so I ended up adding just whatever I had, I sort of, and threw it on there, because I had some feta cheese, I had some tomatoes, I had some hummus, I had tortillas, I had like, it just turned into like a randomness of yeah. So I'll show you guys my sort of process in making these, like I said, because I'm hungry right now. I want to eat before I watch the game so that I'm prepared for I can edit, guys, because that's been the big thing. I think maybe I was telling you guys, I feel like around the holidays, like I really want to make sure that I get to like recording, and my biggest problem sometimes is being behind with things and then being like, like I don't have enough time for that or whatever. And so that's why I want to just try and like get caught up with stuff so that I feel like I have more time, if that makes sense, to like more record things, and I have more space on like memory cards and stuff like that to actually get the chance to do that. Hey guys, here's my step 1 tortilla, which I'm using a big like fajita size tortilla, like the larger size ones, and then a little bit of cheese over that. I'm using just cheddar cheese, and then I'm doing this over like really low heat because it helps the cheese melt and the tortilla not to like start burning before the cheese is all melted. Next up is a few scoops of black beans, and I'm gonna let that melt, and then I'm gonna put the top piece on the second tortilla over the top of that once it starts melting. Guys, so then I unpeeled the quesadilla, added some guacamole, which is like the pre-made guacamole cups from Aldi, and then I'm gonna add some tomatoes over it. Alright guys, so I've got this all finished up. I sliced up the tomatoes, and now I'm going to cut it up with, the best thing to use, guys, is a pizza cutter, because it doesn't end up, like, I like mine crispier, so it doesn't end up tearing into the tortilla and messing everything up. It actually cuts really well. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to have. That's my loaded quesadilla, guys. It's super simple and easy and fast to make. That loaded quesadilla was delicious. Like I said, those are my favorite ways to make them, and I did it just to kind of share with you guys how I make mine, and then also, again, too, if I ever go back and watch this again, I can be like, oh yeah, that was one of my favorite recipes, and maybe I'll start making it again. Obviously, like most things, I will probably get bored of it, but I've been switching them up like so often. So I was doing like I was telling you guys with the guacamole, they sell like the little pouches, or not pouches, but the little like cups from Aldi. I normally take one whole one of that and spread it across there. Sometimes I'll use fresh avocado, but I have a lot of those little like, you know, the little containers of guacamole, so that's what I've been using. And I have less fresh avocado, so I've been trying to save those if I do like avocado toast for breakfast or something else I want avocado with. So that's what I've been trying to use those up, just because obviously the guacamole tastes better with the quesadilla than the guacamole would probably taste on like my avocado toast. So actually that's kind of interesting. I never thought to do it, but like, you know, it has onions in it, it has spices and seasonings, you know, that kind of thing in there, so it does make it taste a little bit different and like more guacamole than like avocado. But there was one time I was just making it for a while with like just straight avocado, tomatoes, and that was it. I wasn't even like adding cheese. I wasn't even like putting them like on the, you know, like toasting the tortilla or anything like that. It was just like straight up like that. They also tasted really good. So again, it kind of just depends on the day, the mood, when I'm into. But the last few days I've been making them like these like loaded quesadillas. I was for a really long time just doing regular like cheese with like beans on it, you know, but it's good because it does have a lot of you know, I guess the beans do have, you know, some protein in there as well for like my late-ish dinner, I guess. But I also too, which this week I wasn't good about, but I've also been having my what's it called, my spinach salads as well. I just wasn't very good about doing it this week, and I was gonna have some blackberries. We got blackberries at the store this week, and I was actually gonna make my salads with that, and I just to kind of space out this week. But I was gonna do those, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just eat the blackberries, and I didn't. I had a popsicle instead, so I was not very good. But we've had some family stuff come up the last few days. Actually, I'll maybe let you guys know more about that tomorrow. But my parents actually ended up coming home today, and so that's why I kind of got distracted a little bit right when I was actually finishing making up the that quesadilla sort of thing. So anyways, yeah, like I said, I'll probably let you guys know more about what's been going on, maybe in tomorrow's vlog or something like that. But I do have my advent calendar, guys. I've been somewhat good about making sure I've actually been eating my advent calendar every single day, which I forgot actually the last 2 days. So I ate the first. I was good about doing the first. I did the first on the first, and then I ended up not having any on the second. So I had the second yesterday, and then I had the third today, and then I almost forgot about eating today's. But today is the 4th, so I've got this one to open up. Do you want some chocolate? Do you want some chocolate? How come I open this thing and you guys are all come like running? Yeah, guys, let's see what it is. So I've got a little what looks like Santa sleigh going on here. So this was today's. This one was the first little candle, and then the second I believe was the one down here, which is like a little horn, and then this one was a star up here. So that's what I'm gonna have. Not for you. You can't have chocolate. I can't believe that like already it's the 4th, and that, you know, like it's, well, I mean, it's the end of the 4th. It's the 5th this tomorrow. You know, like there's only 20 more days until Christmas. Like that seems kind of crazy. Like I really got to start thinking like, what am I planning on getting people for Christmas? I don't know if I'm gonna go with my dad this weekend to go Christmas shopping. I actually, okay, I feel like Matthew and Jack are normally pretty easy to shop for. Like I could just be like, yes, I'm definitely getting that for that person. Well, for one of the two of them. And then for my dad, normally, like, I mean, I could honestly, I think I bought him pens last year, and he was like, wow, this is so cool. I think I did actually buy him pens, but it was more like I gave him like a little kit full of like organizer, like planner type stuff, because he was like, has been big into using his planner. And then of course, like he was last year, and then he was like, you know what I really need is like planner inserts. So that was one of the things I got for him, and then I was like, well, you know what, maybe I'll throw in, you know, just some other little like planner stuff, like some of those little post-it note thingies for the planner, like some cool pens and stuff like that. And just like a handful of, you know, like planner related things. Obviously my dad's not into using stickers and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but just like, you know, things to actually utilize a planner well, right? So that's what I got for him. And he like hasn't used his planner, I don't think, hardly at all this year, or like at least a lot less that I know of. compared to last year. He used his planner a ton last year, and this year I got him extra stuff for it, and maybe it's just too overwhelming now, and he's like, you know what, I can't even use it. So yeah. Anyways, like my dad, like I said, I could get him like just basic stuff and he'd be like, oh yeah, like that's cool, I'll use it, you know. Like he's never the type of person that would be like, oh that's nice, and you know, like not use it. He'll normally be like, oh yeah, like I definitely will use it for something. Like obviously he did use the planner inserts and stuff like that, and I'm sure he used the pens for something, whether or not it was for his planner. You know, but my dad is normally not like a super picky person to pick stuff for. And like, yeah, he'll normally just be like, oh, like if you guys want to get me something, like I could always use like a thermal long sleeve shirt, or like, you know, long sleeve pants. Don't know how that works, guys. I don't know how you can have long sleeved pants, like thermal pants sort of thing. You know, like he mentioned that like when we were actually at the Walmart the last time, I think, looking for something, you know, like he'll just kind of like mention things and stuff like that, and like again, he'd be probably happy if you bought him socks. Like my dad's not a hard person to pick for. My mom, on the other hand, I think it feels like to me she is the most like, not pickiest person. I don't really know what it is. It just seems like, you know, like, and even sometimes Matthew and Jack, like if you don't get them something exactly that they'll like use or want or whatever, but like especially my mom, I feel like if it's not like 100% something that she really wanted, then like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as a fulfilling of a gift, sort of. Like you're like kind of like, oh, like why did I get that for you? Like, you know, like I don't know. Like I just feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, like I thought this was a really good, like, you know, like, oh, you really use this, and then like, no, she didn't. Like one year I think I bought her like a little ring holder, because she used to leave her rings, which like you could use it for rings, or like I was even thinking too, because I got her hoop earrings, I think maybe that was for her birthday present one year. She uses like hoop earrings all the time, is like her, you know, preference. And normally mine is studs, but my mom really likes silver hoop earrings. Like that's the one thing I know I can always buy, if like the one go-to gift I can always get for her, right? And so I got this little, like, it was like a little ring holder, you guys know, that you can like put next to like the sink or whatever when you take your rings off. And I was like, oh, that would be really cool, like she could actually put her earrings on there or something like that, because normally there's always like one random earring laying somewhere and then another one somebody steps on, you know, and stuff like that. So I was like, that, or she could use it for her rings, right? Because she does sometimes take her rings off. And honestly, I think she, like the thing got lost in her room and broke or something like that. Like she's not the type of person that has like a lot of surface space either for her to just like have something like sitting around or whatever, like without it getting broken. Like I feel like, and so that's why sometimes I feel like I'm like, I don't think this will be a good gift, you know, or like, ah, that's probably not a good gift. In general, are not always like that my mom has. They're not always like I was even thinking too, I was like, oh, maybe I could get her like a like an oil, you know, like diffuser or something like that. And I was like, I don't know that she'd put it somewhere where she would get use out of it. You know, like normally I use mine right next to my bed, and I literally use it every night before I go to sleep, and turn it on with lavender, and it helps me fall asleep. My mom, I don't think would do that, like, you know. So there's like some things that like I don't think that that person, you know, would do it or whatever. My mom feels like one of those people that is just really hard to buy for. And I was like, I could buy her another coffee mug because she likes coffee. She has a million coffee mugs, guys. I don't, and we don't have anywhere left to store coffee mugs. So I feel like that one's a really hard gift. But I found something I actually think she's really going to like, which is, hint hint guys, it's actually a clothing related item. Although again, clothing is another one of those things where I'm just like, oh my gosh, why does my mom have so much like clothing? Like I feel like sometimes I have a lot of clothing, like my mom's got like 50 times more clothing than I do. But like not even. Like she has so much that it doesn't even fit in all her dressers. She has 2 gigantic dressers in her room, and she puts most of her clothes on top of them because they don't fit all in there, and her closet. So yeah, she lives like she has a gigantic walk-in closet with all the storage for all of her clothes, and she doesn't. But anyways, I found her something I actually think that she is going to like. Anyways, I think I found something for her that she'll actually like. And again, Matthew, Jack, and my dad probably will not be that hard to shop for, but I was almost like, maybe to get in the holiday mood, like I kind of want to go shopping. But I feel like I normally go shopping closer to Christmas, so if it's like this week, like, you know, we're not even into like the teens yet of December, you know, and so like we're not even, it's still 20 days out. I feel like is still a lot of time to kind of be like, oh, like, you know, it's not even, we're not even gonna be in double digits yet, like next week, you know, or by this weekend. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just wait until like either next week or the week after that or something like that. I mean, I don't want to wait till like the week before Christmas, but at the same time, I feel like I don't get into the holiday spirit until like, you know, like, or it feels Christmassier for me closer to Christmas. Anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.